I was hurt, he'd spent 20 minutes explaining why his reasoning was logical and my emotional response was disproportionate. Well, last week? Jess has a tendency to catastrophize, Liam interrupted gently. Like, if I have to reschedule something, suddenly it means I don't love her anymore. It's hard to have rational discussions when emotions are running that high. I felt my mouth close. Dr. Wright was writing again, nodding slightly. That must be difficult for both of you, she said. Liam, feeling like you can't express your needs without triggering an emotional response. Jess, feeling like your emotions are being dismissed? It sounded balanced when she said it, but something felt off. The way she'd phrased it made it sound like my emotions were the problem, that they were something being triggered, rather than reasonable responses to being hurt. After 6 sessions, I started to dread Tuesdays. That's when Dr. Wright could fit us in, right after my workday, when I was already exhausted and somehow always seemed to say the wrong thing. Jess, I notice you're doing it again, Dr. Wright would say, and I'd freeze, trying to figure out what it was. Speaking too quickly? Not making enough eye contact? Getting defensive when Liam pointed out my flaws? The sessions had a rhythm now. Liam would calmly explain the issue, usually something I'd done or said that had hurt or frustrated him. Dr. Wright would turn to me with that concerned expression, asking how I felt about his perspective. When I tried to explain my side, she'd interrupt to point out my defensive patterns or suggest that I was deflecting from the core issue. I think Jess has trouble taking accountability, she said during our 8th session, after I'd tried to explain why I'd been upset that Liam had criticized my cooking in front of his parents. There's often a but in her apologies. She'll say, "I'm sorry, but you hurt my feelings first," which isn't really an apology. Liam nodded sagely. That's exactly what I mean. I can't share how I'm feeling without it becoming about how I've wronged her. I sat there, feeling like I was shrinking into the couch. Had I done that? I tried to remember the fight, but all I could recall now was the shame I'd felt when his mother had agreed that maybe I should take a cooking class. Jess, what comes up for you when you hear that? Dr. Wright asked. I don't know. And I really didn't. I felt confused, like I was losing pieces of myself in that office. I don't mean to be defensive. I just want to be heard too. But you are being heard, Liam said, his voice gentle but firm. We're here, aren't we? We're spending time and money to work on this. The issue is that you don't like what you're hearing. Dr. Wright smiled at him approvingly. That's a very insightful observation, Liam. It shows real emotional maturity. I felt something crack inside